You don't have to. I got flag.
I just think it shines light on like a lot of the issues that we were talking about today.
Okay.
That was one of the plans we did today.
Okay. To talk openly about what you're. Okay, sure. Because the movie's fairly mainstream, you know. Who's on offer? Emily?
I feel like it's a really great start. Like, it's a really great starting point for conversations.
Yeah.
And to, like, bring the issue to the mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it lacked a lot of a critical lens, and I think that a lot of people left it wishing that it had been more and better and sort of talked about where these practices are, what they're rooted in, or what the sort of impacts of them are. And so it's just, I wish it would have been better, but it's a good starting point.
Okay. Any other comments about the movie?
I thought it was funny. I think there were a lot of inside jokes, especially if you grew up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Okay, great. All right, and then the final picture, because I love it. Have you all seen this?
Yeah.
A little boy wanted to know if the president's hair felt like his. Do you all think this is significant?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And why? Why?
It's like
Why do we like it?
it's like relating success to the fact that like he is the same type of person as Obama. Like he's part of him in a way. Like the president has the same hair as I do, and it's different than no other president's hair has been like his hair before. So
It's kind of that whole, this person doesn't look like me. Can I
Right.
ever?
you can't be like them because they don't look like
I've never
you.
seen
You
a
can't
doctor
relate to
that
them.
looks like me. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do black males with short hair carry around brushes and brush their hair all the time? Because to me, when I see that, it's like, what does that do to your hair?
Okay. He's answering.
Oh, it gives you waves, is that?
You need a forum on black male hair.
Next semester. Next semester.
Okay. Ruby.
I have a question kind of for the room. I've heard that it's really offensive for white people to have locks because it's like appropriating culture, but I've only ever heard that from other white people. It's always like white people policing other white people. And so I'm curious if, you know, African American people feel like when white people have locks, it's wrong in some way. Because I can see the side, but I've only ever heard it from other white people. So it's like, I don't know.
She was
You know
starting
what
to
you're
judge
talking
that.
about.
I'm not offended by it.
Yeah, I see this
Yeah.
boy on campus who has like really, he's white, but his locks are like really good, like they look good. And then I see this girl who walks around and it just looks like she doesn't wash her hair. Like sometimes it can make white people look dirty if they don't do it right. And I heard, I don't know, it might be a rumor, but I heard that white people really can't get the lock look. They really can't get the dreadlock look because of their hair. But maybe that's just like.
Well, it depends on how, it would depend on how curly your hair would be,
Yeah.
like, depending on if it would work. If you had straight hair and you try, if you had straight hair and you tried to do a lock, it probably would look really, I don't want to say retarded, it just wouldn't look,
Ridiculous.
it would look ridiculous, like, it just would, because it wouldn't curl, or it wouldn't kind of hold.
It would probably wouldn't hold.
Yeah,
Well,
it
and
probably
with
wouldn't hold together.
right hair, it's like in the process of putting wax in. So like I have naturally very straight hair, so the locks would, it wouldn't really be my hair locking. It would be
The
like,
product.
wax. It would just be a wax product.
And then they knot it, and they do these weird knots in it, and then they're like, I don't know, I know a white girl who's got it, and she has to like take her hair and like go like this with it she has to put knots in it and put like wax in it, and she like straightens it around it. It's really
Sounds difficult.
I think like once again it's their choice. Just like African Americans have whatever choice they want to do. If they want to relax their hair, if they want to wear it natural, it's same goes for every other race. If they want to wear dreads one day, hey,
Absolutely.
go ahead.
You can be like my daughter, half and half, you know. This is dreading till we flat iron it.
And I think that that's what we can see if we look back at the history of black hair, that today there are more choices, and today, like back in the day, if you had an afro, it was assumed that you were militant or a black nationalist. But today, if you wear an afro, the same things aren't assumed about you. So I think that, in conclusion, there is a lot more choice today. I personally don't think that the pressure's gone to change the more typical hair texture of black Americans. But I think that, you know, the larger society is becoming more accepting of different looks in the African American community. Carrie?
I just have a really quick question for my own knowledge base. Does black hair naturally dread itself?
No, you have to when you want to get locks. Well, there's different ways to do it. You can get them crocheted. You can get them twisted. Crochet is there's a little neat. It's like a when you crochet kind of a scarf or something. It's sort of like that, but the end is really really small, and you take the hair and it's kind of like a looping process where you loop the hair around it. And to do it, but you can't just it doesn't naturally do that by itself.
I just heard you refer to them having those dreadful locks, and I didn't know if it was somebody they did it to themselves and people thought it was dreadful, or if it was just something that naturally happened.
Okay. In that sense of the word, it was like if they came over here with twists already or something like that, the twist would mat up over time. It would mat up and it would form into locks, and so. They didn't really have a choice, I guess, in that sense, because it wasn't like they could, I guess, maintain it themselves.
Yeah, and locks was the common word for hair. So it was dreadful hair that they were actually saying.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we want to be really respectful of everyone's time. So did you want to say something really quickly?
I was just gonna add that as black hair, it can naturally, if you don't comb through it, it does have a process of tangling itself. So when people get locks, when they intentionally do it, it's very clean, it's very crisp, you can pick up a strand. But say I washed my hair and I didn't comb it for 3 weeks, it's gonna start doing this wraparound thing and it'll look like a lock and it probably won't come out for the next few days. So that can be a lock. But if I want to intentionally get my hair styled for locks, it would take some process.
I assume that.
Great.